Hey,
Hey, Kelsie.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited. Thanks for coming on.
I know, of course. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I've been seeing your content like everywhere, and I'm like, oh my God, love this energy, love everything that you're doing. I love your content.
Incredible. Yes, I think I found your Web3 persona first. And then, of course, once I found you,
Right.
you're like regular social media too.
That's so funny. I actually get that a surprising amount because my other page is obviously so much bigger. So it's interesting when you're like, oh, like a lot of people are like, oh, you're the girl from the Web3 channel. I'm like, that's so interesting. Yes. But
Yeah.
it's super fun. I like this space a lot. So I definitely wanted to have you on and ask you some questions because we're doing obviously a little series here where we're just bringing on people to chat about NFTs and Web3. And it's kind of cool to just hear from everybody and hear their background. So, how did you kind of get started with NFTs and everything? Like, obviously, it's a newer thing. So, it's not like I grew up doing it or something. So, it's always an interesting story to hear how people got
Yeah,
started.
I actually did grow up doing it though, but no. So actually here on TikTok, so I was just scrolling through on my personal page, which probably has 50 followers, which is funny, but I have had it for probably since TikTok launched back in, no, not for the launch, but I probably got TikTok a few months before the pandemic in
Mhm.
2019. And then it was this past November, I started seeing content, and Espo Visuals was the first. If you don't already follow Espo Visuals, she's another amazing NFT content creator. And I saw Espo Visuals, and then there used to be another account. The account is still live, but Sam hasn't posted in a while. Crypto Glitch Bunny. And there were just very few accounts that were making content around creating NFTs.
Mhm.
And then my background is in advertising and media. So my marketing media brain kind of went off of, oh, this is a big area of opportunity where I think there could be potential for high growth in a new industry on a new social media platform that doesn't have a lot of content. So kind of all those things combined, and I have a background in art. So professionally, I had never sold art before, but I had grown up taking art classes and doing art classes in school. So I decided to take a shot, document everything on TikTok, which I mean, I know you know is has just this crazy potential to take off, especially when people find this little niche that they're interested in.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. It's so cool. It's so interesting to hear. Everyone has like such different stories and everything getting started in it, but that's so cool that you had a background too in like marketing and media and stuff. So, I mean, in a way, they kind of go hand in hand. So,
Yeah, they
pretty
merged for
cool.
sure.
Yeah, and art, that's amazing. So obviously you create NFT project and you do all the artwork for it.
Yes, yeah,
So
I did all the art.
cool. I love that. So what part of like an NFT project, did you do a lot of investing into other NFTs or you really just like focus on your own projects?
Yeah, so at first it was a lot of focus on my own project. And it's funny looking back, and I have this friend who's just pretty big in investing overall. And so she had, a decent chunk in investing in crypto as long with regular stocks. And I was just so hesitant to start investing in crypto, but I knew it was the future. And I literally have a text from this friend that says, like, I think I'm going to create NFTs to get into crypto because in my mind, I wanted to earn crypto to invest through the
Mm,
creative production of it because I
right.
didn't want, I mean, crypto and NFTs, it's still a very volatile space. But in my mind, I was like, it's way less risk for me to make art and sell it and to build a crypto portfolio with my sales because then I don't have to worry about investing, my USD that I save and potential for me to invest in the wrong crypto and it just totally plummet. And
Yeah.
this friend texted me back and said, "You don't have to create NFTs to start investing in crypto." And I was like, "No, no, no, but it's low risk. All I have to do is make art and then I have to sell it." And obviously, it's much harder said than done, but with TikTok, I was able to do so.
Yeah, TikTok's been an amazing platform. And Twitter as well, just social media in general. It's kind of cool when you dip your toes into like the Web3 NFT space, you kind of like fall down the rabbit hole and just start seeing all these other creators and like learning so much. Like
100%.
that's where like the majority of my educations come around this industry is definitely just from like other creators sharing information, sharing their journeys. So it's cool how everyone just
Hmm.
kind of like shares what they're learning, and it's just very open, and it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you find yourself in Web3?
Yeah, so I actually back in like 2019 started investing in Bitcoin. Like I'm very much like I don't have any problem taking risks, which is like kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing. But without knowing too much about it, I was just like, yeah, I think this seems cool. Like I think this is going to be good. So I started like kind of investing in Bitcoin. I was like trading a little bit, which was really difficult, a lot of like technical analysis. So I was like, this is kind of tricky for me. So I'm just going to invest long term and like hold. So I started investing in like Bitcoin and Ethereum, like the big ones, like XRP,
Nice.
just like that. So I've kind of been like investing in crypto for a while, but took me a while to get into like NFT space. Like I heard of what they were and I would
Hmm.
understand it, but I was like in my head, I'm just so focusing on like the cryptocurrencies. So I was like trying to wrap my head around that about like the digital asset and like that part of it. So I was like, this is so interesting,
Right.
but it definitely took me a lot longer to get into that. And then Web3, and this was like the first project that I really like dove into and like learned about. And this
Hmm.
back in like December of 2021 is when we started like working together because they were like, we need a content creator. And I was like, I want to learn about Web3. So this is great.
Yes.
So it was awesome. Yeah, they kind of like really, I mean, that's their whole mission too with their project is very much like bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 and kind of like helping marketers and creators get over there. So I was like, great, because I can kind of, learn a lot doing this. And also, as somebody who's newer to it and is a creator and marketer and stuff, I feel like I'm a good voice to kind of share that with other people. Because
100%.
the founders of Web3 are Web3M are like these incredible, very, very smart people. But people are like so smart that it's kind of hard to understand what they're saying. You're like, we
Yeah,
need
it's
like a dumbed
intimidating.
down version,
Yes.
right? So I'm kind of like the bridging that. I'm like, I'll tell the people who
Hmm.
don't know what that means. So it's been really
Yes.
cool, like learning experience and being a part of this project, and it's been like the best experience. So it's really just heightened my education around the Web3 space, and now I get to connect with a bunch of other like people in the space.
Yes, congrats on that. You've been crushing it.
Thanks.
And so honestly, I have not been super active in any Discord. Even I have my own, and I'm like, oh, I kind of abandoned ship. But I lurk in the Web3M Discord, and definitely as a marketer, like that is a Discord that every single artist and content creator should be in, even if you're
Yeah,
lurking, because even just lurking and gathering the information is so good.
100%. I always say that too to people that are like, oh, I kind of want to learn more. I don't really know where to go. I'm like, honestly, this Discord is such a good resource because there's such a unique
Mm-hmm.
group of people. And there's, people that are experts in marketing. There's people that but don't know anything about Web3. And then people that know so much about Web3 but nothing about marketing. And there's just this really good community. Like you can ask any question. People are just like chatting in there. It's a really good Discord for sure. Even if you're just going and like reading what people are saying and you're just like using it as a resource, really.
Absolutely. What's
Yeah.
up? We got Eliza in here. Hey.
Hello. Oh, I got a question. What is Web3M? What are you working on? So Web3M is an NFT project. Basically, our mission is to create a more like fair and transparent ecosystem for marketers and creators and everything going into Web3. So we're creating not creating it. It's created now. We're just tweaking it, but
Hmm.
a marketing platform where you can kind of do all your marketing in one place for Web2 and Web3 channels. And we're also creating slash already created a decentralized ad network. So when you run paid ads now, it's decentralized, which is a lot better for the creator on one side, getting automatically compensated, and more transparency for the marketer and the advertisers as well. So that's kind of our
Hmm.
big, big umbrella
Big
short
up.
version of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and you guys are crushing it. And I don't think I followed the actual NFT mint. How did the mint go
Mm.
with
So
the bunnies?
we actually delayed the mint just because
Okay.
it was like the day the market like went insane was like the mint date, and we were like, we just want to protect the value of the project and just make sure you know we're doing it in the right way. So we're just decided to like push it back a little bit. Hopefully now soon, things are like stabilizing a little bit.
Hmm.
You can't really predict, I guess, but yeah, the founders decided to push that back. So Hopefully soon. We could do our little
That's
rabbit
smart.
shirt. Really, really cool. I love the artwork along. Obviously, we have a lot of utility, but we actually have really cool like artwork rabbit NFTs that go with it, which is cool.
Yeah, the promo NFTs, the art is really cool. Also,
Yeah.
I don't know if we can both see each other's comments. So someone
No,
asked
they're
what our
different.
Twitter handles are. So mine is Brooklyn underscore instead of dot NFTs. And then Kelsie, what's your Twitter handle?
My like personal Twitter is socially Kels, but we also have a Web3M Twitter as well. That's just Web3M, I believe. So you can find
Nice.
both of those. Yeah. So what is your like if you are investing in an NFT or creating an NFT, like what is the most important aspect to you? Like what gets you really excited? Is it like the artwork because obviously you're an artist, or is there other
Mhm.
aspects that you look for?
It's a combination of the artwork plus community. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really into, I mean, I did a female form for my art, and I'm just like very attracted to other female form art. There's an artist, Coco Larry, who I follow on TikTok. I'm unsure if they're on, I don't know. I follow Coco Larry on Twitter. I'm unsure if they're on TikTok. I don't believe they are. And love Coco Larry's work. It's just this like very vibrant, like badass female like figure scenes, and it's so good. And I love the Heist Project. They again just like these female PFPs, and just looking at like the communities behind the project. And then so a lot of these projects that are focused around female figures, obviously, or not obviously, but end up having this really big like strong female community. So like I'm probably gonna get the exact name wrong, but there's another one like Sad Girl at the Bar, or something about sad girls at the bar, and their art is super angsty and I love it. And then I'm a part of Boys Club, which they have a really strong base in New York, but Boys Club is actually founded by women, and it's majorly focused for women. To get in the Discord, you literally have to sign up and say like, I am a female. And if they do let males in the Discord, but you have to have a reco from someone like a woman who's already in the Discord, because they don't want like a moon boy coming in and spamming
Mm-hmm.
all the Web3 ladies. So I end up really just gravitating towards like very strong female voices in the space, especially you know, I know it's kind of split of like people don't care about gender. We shouldn't care about gender in Web3. It's genderless, whatever. But I mean, just statistically speaking, if we look at historically, like how financially literate women are in general, we're
Mm-hmm.
totally left out of the conversation. So I love that this is an industry where we can just shake that up. And I think both of our TikTok and the content that we make, and like what you said before, it's very easy to digest. And like, I don't want to say that, every woman can't join, a bunch of fund bros and not be in the conversation. But like, I don't know. The women who I think gravitate towards my content and who end up engaging and following me, I feel like I'm portraying it in a cool way that's less
Yeah.
intimidating. Like NFTs and crypto can be cool and it doesn't have to be intimidating. And I try to break down that barrier.
100%. I love that. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like seeing the amount of women that are really like stepping up and being like, okay, this new Web3 thing, we are not getting left behind this time. Like we are
Yes.
just as in this as you guys. Like you cannot do this to us again. Yeah, it's crazy because in the last few years, yeah, with like crypto and just, I've just been doing more research myself, like getting more financially literate because I'm like, this is important, like investing, things like that.
Mhm.
It's so important. And you realize how much, yeah, we were like kind of left out of the conversation a little bit. I mean, this whole thing was not technically built for us, like the stock market and things like that. Like,
Yeah.
so of course we were kind of left out. And what you said, like, of course you can, as a woman, you could go be a part of those like finance bro conversations, but the conversations weren't really built for us or the way that we
Mm-hmm.
digest information typically and things like that. So it is harder. I also feel like a lot of it when I was first getting dipping my toes into like investing in general, like stocks or anything like that, I found there's a lot of like jargon around it with like finance bros. Like they
Yes.
make it seem more complicated than it is, I think, to like keep the gate shut a little bit. And it's
Mm-hmm.
really not that complicated. So that's why I like going into Web3. Everyone's like, listen, first of all, you don't have to know everything right now. Like, dip
Yep.
your toes in, digest a little bit. it's not rocket science. Like, it's okay. Like, everybody can do this. So I like that feeling because, yeah, I was so shocked when I started trying to learn about like investing in stocks and stuff. I was like, why is this so complicated? There's so much words
So
I don't know.
hard.
And then when
Yeah.
you actually like learn more, I'm like, this is so simple. Why would you explain it that way? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Yes.
So it's
And I
insane.
love the meme culture. Like, we're speaking in a bit of jargon, but it's like, dude, we're talking in another language, but it's memes. If you can get
It's
down with memes
memes.
on Instagram, you can get down with memes and like meme talk in
Yes.
Web3.
Yeah, there's no like technical, yeah, things that are like going way over people's heads. It's more just like once you're in the community and a kind of, or yeah, I guess community environment, then you just pick up on like the jokes and the
Oh,
memes
yeah.
and that. It's fun. It's all in good fun. It's not like there's no gatekeeping. Like so far, I
Yes,
haven't
we
come
have
across
fun.
gatekeeping in Web3 space, which is cool.
Yeah, honestly, I struggle with because I think everyone, especially in Web3, like everyone should get their bag. But like I struggle with like some of these programs that are coming out that's like pay to learn X, Y, and
Mm,
Z. And it's like I know if you're dedicating your time to building a course, like you should be compensated for that. But the
yeah.
amount of free resources that are out there currently on Twitter. And I mean, I do think it's how you learn too, right? Like if
Mhm.
and it's ease of accessibility. So if you want to pay for a course that's all bundled up, then you know maybe I take it back. Just
Yeah.
from my experience, I kind of was grasping all these different areas. But yeah, if someone wants to get their bag and someone wants to pay for it and it's all bundled, I support that. But it's also just there's like nobody. It's actually funny. I've been talking to like a few younger people who are Gen Zs who are in Web3. And it's funny, people who just graduated within the span of the pandemic learned about crypto or learned about NFTs in
Mhm.
college. Because I was going to say, like,
Oh,
nobody
in
in the
college.
industry, yeah. Like, I
Wow.
was just at a Solana event last night, and there was a crypto writer from Forbes there. And she graduated in 2019. I think like that winter of 2019, so at the very beginning of the pandemic, and she had a crypto course, and that's how she got her job at Forbes. She had interest in the crypto course she took in college. But it's like, so now my full-time job is at Ledger, and I'm 29, and I'm working with people who are like late 20s and up.
Mhm.
Everyone who's in this space, late 20s and up, like we just all learned this on the internet. Like
Oh yeah.
nobody went to school for this. Nobody graduated with a Web3
That's
degree.
such a good point.
Yeah.
So
It's
interesting. Yeah, it's like
crazy.
really like we're all self-taught because it's so new of a thing.
Mhm.
Like we're all just like figuring it out as we go. That's such an I never thought about that. The fact that yeah, like the professionals in the space and that are doing this, like they didn't go. They don't have a degree in crypto. Like it's not a thing
Mhm.
yet. That's
Yes.
so interesting. I love that.
So
So
interesting.
cool. So this is something I like to ask everyone that comes on too. Um, what is something that you do not like about the Web3 space or NFTs?
Ooh. So, was just having this conversation last night. It's hard. So, as an artist, I like when people flip my NFTs and they're making a profit on they, what they bought my NFTs for. They were able to flip it and make a profit. And in turn, with my royalties, I'm going to continuously make a
Mhm.
profit every time my NFTs flip. So, like, ideally for an artist, I like that in terms of for the rest of my life, if I continue making a name for myself, if one day I have like a million plus followers on TikTok and people are like, oh, I really want that very first NFT that Katie made, they're going to have to pay a premium and I'm going to reap the
Mhm.
royalty benefits. Love that. What I don't like is projects that are these generative art projects. And there was actually an example last night of I had a few colleagues, they worked on a piece where they sourced like 200 something artists who were making different layers. So it was a generative project, but they had actual artists like using different mediums, and then they were using a software to stitch all the generative art layers together. But they put it out, so it kind of looked like a big 10K generative project, and that a
Mhm.
lot of people bought into it, sold it out in 24 hours. But then the amount of people who were trying to flip immediately after,
Right.
like people didn't understand the art behind it. There wasn't great marketing behind the art, and it just seemed like another generative project. So the floor ended up going down, and then the Discord started blowing up with like, you guys need to help raise the floor, all this stuff. And I don't like the culture of like heavy flippers on generative
Mm-hmm.
projects, but also it's everyone's still figuring things out, because in this one specific case with the generative project, like, yes, they didn't have the marketing behind to like really tell the story about the art. So if you're just surfing OpenSea, or if you hear about it on Twitter, it's like another cool generative project, but there was a lot of art that went into it behind it. And there's still the art collection piece. I think we're ramping up, but the flippers are, I feel like, super heavy in this space still.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's definitely, you know, there's a lot of people in it for different reasons. A lot of people are in it for like a quick buck, which is not
Mm-hmm.
all, like, not every project is made for the quick buck. Like, you're putting actually value
Yep.
behind this and like full work into it. And you want people, yes, like you said, you like when people flip your project and, it's good for both parties, but you don't want people to buy it just to flip it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I believe in this product. I like you as an artist. Like, it's more about that. Like you said before, like community is huge too. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
100% agree. I think there, was it? I'm lost all track of time. I think this
Oh,
was
that
2020 with
happens.
the whole Doge going to the moon, like the crazy, like I think people just
Yes.
got a taste of like, whoa, we can just like make a lot of money just like buying these shit coins, buying like NFTs just flip. And I
Mm-hmm.
think there's a lot of people now that just like do that religiously. When you do you for sure. But there's so many
Oh, of
projects out
course.
there that are just really actually so valuable and cool. And it's cool when you actually just appreciate that as well. So I think we're going more in that direction. I think in the future it'll be more about like the really solid good projects with like value and like really good art and things
Yes.
like that are going to matter a lot more than people just like try and make that quick dollar.
I
Hopefully.
know.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
We're building, like, there's still so much education to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
100%.
I think it's an interesting industry because it was built on earning really fast revenue. And now we have to slow down, because if we want that revenue to continue to generate, we need more people in the space. And that means we need to onboard more people and we need to educate more people.
Yeah, 100%. That's like the biggest mission. And most people I talk to, like Web3 creators, anyone in the space, is like number one thing that they would like to see is just more education to more people. Cause that's just where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not mainstream because not everyone's educated about it, or they hear about it and they hear about it in a bad way and they get a bad taste in the mouth. Like, oh, my friend lost a bunch of money doing that. Like, oh, the people are getting scammed, which is unfortunate because that happens, but there's so much more to the space than that. So hopefully that other part sheds through to mainstream in the future.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yeah, which kind of leads to my last question that I've been
Sure.
asking everyone too is what is your prediction for like Web3 in the future? Like, what do you think NFTs will turn into? What do you think Web3 will look like on a mainstream scale for people's day to day lives?
Yeah, of course. I actually just saw that France was implementing decentralized identification. So instead of
Really
having your license and a card, it's all, on the blockchain, which is so cool. So I
amazing.
definitely I see a world where, and I mean, I got into the space via Solana because I am very like heavy on sustainability and I love the carbon neutralness of Solana, but if we could just get rid of like paper and all these documents that we're keeping
Mm-hmm.
track of and then storing in
Contracts, yeah.
files and all that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. I see the future is we're definitely going to be more and more online. But what I would also hope, and I got a question too about what do we both like about IRL Web3 events? What do we like about them? What do we hate about them? And I think what I like about them is the IRL Web3 events do bring us together. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
much of our content is going online, which is very convenient and very great. But I do like that the IRL events actually bring people together. And even TikTok, like,
Mm-hmm.
I never would have met you if it wasn't for TikTok.
Exactly. It's the coolest
Yeah.
thing. It like leads to, I don't think that I think people a big worry for people of getting into like more technology and more things online is like we're gonna lose a human connection. But I've connected with more people than
Right?
ever thanks to online, right? And then when you meet in real life, it's like it's
Mhm.
even better. So I don't think that we should ever like say no to the, oh, no more IRL, like, everything online,
Mm-hmm.
because we can have both, but and both be great. But meeting online, you're making so many connections, then you can go and meet in real life. Like I have friends that I literally made on TikTok from different countries, and then a few times
Yeah.
at events we've met up in person and we're like literally best friends immediately because we're like we already know each
Yes.
other.
Oh, I
So
love that.
it's just like an add-on, I think. Yeah, there. I don't think there ever should be a goodbye. Like Wally, everyone's just like on a computer all the time.
Wally. Oh my gosh. Everyone's massive.
Yeah, I think that's what people, when you talk about Web3 or like virtual reality, metaverses, people immediately go there and they're like, no, it's the end of humanity. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Oh
It's actually
no.
good for humanity. It's like good technology. It's going to help us.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think it will help us. So
Oh yeah, for real.
I will
We just
tell.
had Cade join on my end, and we met for the first time at NFT NYC, which was great. And honestly, it didn't even feel like it was our first time meeting because Cade and I have done lives like this, and we've also FaceTimed and like texted. It's so funny.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like an even deeper connection that you have. And then you can stay friends even if you don't see each other for a while. It's
Yeah,
like you can still connect online. It's cool. Cool
so
environment.
cool.
Everyone's just willing to make friends. And people are so much more social. I feel like
Yeah.
since like how often would you go up to someone in real life and just be like, "Hi, you look interesting. Like, want to be friends?"
Mm-hmm.
But that happens all the time online. Like I would get DMs and
All the time on
someone's like,
TikTok.
"Hey, I had no idea you're in the same area as me. Like, your profile's so cool. Do you want to go for coffee?" I'm like, "Sure." And that can make all these new friends. Like, amazing.
Yes, it's honestly, it's so nice.
Yeah, sorry, my dog is barking. Well, that was all the questions I had for you. This was so much fun. Thanks for
Oh my
sharing like
God,
insight.
amazing. Kelsie, where are you based?
I'm in Vancouver, Canada.
You're in Vancouver. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
actually, do you know Katrina or Katarina from Coco NFT?
No,
Okay, I'm
don't.
gonna send you her profile because she is in
Okay.
Vancouver and she is a
Really?
really cool Web3 girl.
No. Okay. Yeah, definitely do.
Yes.
Because I've been meeting a lot of creators here, which is cool, but no Web3 creators so far. So
Okay.
that would be amazing. Where are you based?
I'll, I'm in New York. I'm Brooklyn NFTs.
Yeah.
I'm in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, right?
Yep.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it's funny though, especially when I
Oh,
first started, everyone thought my name was Brooklyn.
I guess
And
yeah.
yeah, it's funny.
That's your identity, really. Your username becomes your
I
identity.
know. That's Web3 me. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I am Brooklyn.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. This was so much fun.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye.